With the Super Bowl coming up, I scoured the internet for a popular party food recipe that would be super tasty and easy to make. Say hello to breaded chicken tenders. I'm making these in the oven today for a healthier twist, but they're still going to be a hit with the kids and the grown-ups. To make this, grab some chicken breast or tenders, all-purpose flour, milk, oil, seasonings of choice. I'm using garlic powder, onion powder, basil, oregano, thyme, paprika, salt, black pepper, breadcrumbs, and an egg. The chicken tender is a sliver of meat that can be found on the back of the chicken breast. If you're able to find these in your grocery store already cut and pre-packaged, you can skip this first step. Otherwise, take your chicken breast and cut them into 1 to 1.5 inch strips, keeping the thickness as even as possible. Depending on the size of the breast, I can usually get between 5 to 6 strips from each. Once they're all portioned, place it in a bowl and add salt, black pepper, and your dried seasonings of choice to taste. You can be creative here and mix whatever herbs and spices you wish. Give it a real good mix and get in with your hands to really rub the seasonings into the meat and distribute it well. For even more tender chicken and deeper flavors, do this a day ahead and let it marinate in the fridge overnight. It will be so worth it. Once seasoned, set it aside while you work on the breading station. Start by placing some all-purpose flour into a shallow dish. Then, crack an egg into a separate bowl and beat it extremely well until it's homogeneous. Add the milk into the egg, give it a quick stir, and set it aside. In a third shallow dish, add your breadcrumbs. Mine are Italian seasoned already, but I added another layer of salt, black pepper, and all the seasonings just to give it additional flavor. You can also use panko breadcrumbs here for extra crispiness, but they are often plain, so you will have to season it yourself. You'll have 3 dishes with your flour, egg mixture, and seasoned breadcrumbs separately. Once ready, take a chicken strip and first dip it into the flour to fully coat and shake off the excess. Then, place it in the egg mixture and use a fork to flip it so your hands do not get wet. Let the excess drain off and place into the breadcrumb mixture. With your dry hand, coat the chicken with the breadcrumbs and really press it in to make sure it sticks. Shake off any excess and place it on an elevated, oiled wire rack on top of a baking sheet. Repeat this process for all of the chicken strips and arrange it so the thicker parts face the outside while the thinner parts are on the inside. The elevated rack will allow air to circulate underneath the chicken, keeping it crispy. If you don't have a wire rack, you can just place it on a greased foil-lined baking sheet as well, and flip them halfway through baking. When all the chicken tenders are breaded and arranged with as much space in between each as possible so they don't steam, drizzle or spray the top with a little more oil and bake them at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for between 15 to 20 minutes or until golden. In my oven, it took around 20 minutes and I had to turn the broiler on high for 2 additional minutes to get the tops browned as well. Alternatively, if you have an air fryer, use that and adjust the cook time accordingly. They are extremely hot, fresh out of the oven, so let them cool on the wire rack for several minutes before serving with your favorite sauces. They look crispy on the outside and juicy in the middle. I can't wait to dig in. Oven fried chicken tenders, and I am ready to eat them. I'm gonna try it with the ketchup. And now with the plum sauce. Okay, so first things first, this is delicious. With or without the sauce, it's still really, really good. The chicken inside is still quite juicy, even though we baked it for a while in the high heat. And the reason for that is because of the breading sealing all the wonderful chicken juices inside and it doesn't leak out. This also pairs well with ketchup, plum sauce like I have here today, but also you can use barbecue sauce, honey mustard. There's so many different sauces that I think that this would pair really well with. If I were to do this again, I would use panko breadcrumbs or at least a mixture of regular breadcrumbs and panko breadcrumbs just to give it that extra crunch. I would also use some cooking spray instead of just drizzling over oil. That just makes the browning more even. And I would also marinate it for a longer period of time just so the flavors really get deep into the chicken and penetrate it. Overall, I think these are really tasty and a great alternative to deep frying if you want a healthy spin on the classic chicken tenders. I'll see you all next time.